Wake up to all this, a damn pond in my yard. Look at this. It's going on the house. And it's coming from the mango orchard. From the neighbor's yard. It's going all the way through there. It is disturbing, I must say. Look at this. Wow. So, one of the guys suggested digging a culvert or some shit.
Good day to everybody out there. This is See Thy Wealth. Water your health. Drink a glass of water. And today's topic, we're going to talk about my yard flooding and my farm being flooded. As you can see over here, all this water is still here, but we back to normal. Over there, in this section over here, in the middle of the mangoes, is like a small flow that comes from the neighbor's yard and comes through this way. And I'm telling you, when I looked out the window a few days ago, I couldn't believe my eyes. And I'm like, what if I had planted a few $1,000s worth of fruit trees back here, whatever amount of money worth of fruit trees, and then that shit just came through. And it's like, this is why in the permaculture method, they tell you to wait and watch. Watch your land throughout the seasons, because that'll give you a basic understanding of how to approach planting and other things that you want to do with the land, because water is a major factor when it comes to any type of farming, definitely permaculture. And if you're going to have situations like I had a few days ago, as you can see in the video that I put in the front of this one, that's really serious. And there was nothing I could do about it. The only thing I could do about it is kind of create like a diversion or culvert to direct the water and flow somewhere else. But essentially, it was all lined up right here, actually up to like the first. It wasn't at the first step yet on this cabin right here. It was at the bottom. I got a question from somebody that says, how do they go off grid? You know, you got to stay focused. You got to want to go off grid. You cannot give up. You have to be wanting to do something different. Everybody out here, a lot of people are doing the same thing. In order to do this, there has to be a level of fortitude. I'm saying, because to wake up and all your crops are gone, not that I had anything planted because I've only been here for 5 months, but we have started to plant a garden over here. It is a garden started over there. Plants are coming out the ground. And when I look back here yesterday or 2 days ago, all that water was up here. It may not have reached that actual part of the garden because I wasn't able to get over here. And it's higher over here. It's even more higher on this side, as we can see. It's a little bit more higher over here on this side. But at the end of the day, what if I had invested several $1,000s worth of plants and planted them all, and then all that water came through and boom, the avocado was over there. It was surrounded by all water. So I got to dig that up, remove it, and put it somewhere else. Yeah, we talking about the flood or whatever, but the moral of the story is don't give up. No matter what, you cannot give up on your dreams and your goals. Just because this garden was ruined, my garden over here, it's not ruined necessarily, but it really got flooded. We have the mounds. So we have our callaloo, our arugula, our peppers. We have it on mounds, but in between those mounds, you can see how the water has risen. This is what you call taking control of your life, not being able to blame someone else for the way something goes down. You cannot blame anything on nature, God, because God or nature decided to rain really hard a few nights ago. I can't get mad at that. There's a lot of acreage here. This is only one section of the land. And as I walk through the entire section of my land, this is the only section, this and going into that stream in between the mangoes, that's the only section that really got flooded. And that didn't come from my creek. My creek runs parallel to the north side of my property. This actual water was coming from the creek that runs about 600 or 700 feet south of my property, maybe a little bit farther than that, but about 1,000 feet. And how's that water coming over here? But it was coming from the mountains, the Mayan mountains. You know, it was a little alarming at first, but it was blessing because that let me know you cannot plant anything up in here that is going to be susceptible to a lot of water or that doesn't like water. So if you're going to plant anything over in these sections over here, that as a possibility, a lot of water can accumulate after a heavy rain, put those type of trees over here because those are the ones that'll survive. I'm saying, and we are only in September. We haven't even hit November. We still got about 2 more months of rainy season. And all honesty to God, I thought that any water problems was going to come from my creek from overflowing. But my creek is doing pretty good. I actually like the way they set it up. They got this little mound that kind of seems like they protect. It's almost like a low partition between where I am and the creek. So if the creek happens to rise, that small partition will kind of like stop it from intruding onto where my house is and my garden. But you know, yeah, we wake up to nature being nature. And this is just a message to keep going. Never give up. No matter what nobody do, no matter, even if nature gets in your way. Because we have so many distractions going on. We have so many debilitating headlines out there. It's easy to get caught up in the drama. It's easy to get caught up in the being stagnant. It's easy to get caught up in the nonsense. So if you can just stay focused on what you need to do, focused on your goals, focused on your dreams, and actually focused on action. Because if you're not going to act on what you want to do, there's no point. It's really no point. So nature took over, and as you can see, it has all went down, and I'm thankful for that because this really could have went a different direction. But at the end of the day, we out here and we enjoying ourselves. It looks like it's going to be another cloudy. It is a cloudy day. I think it may be a little bit of rain later on this afternoon. And really what I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to slow down on everything that I'm doing in regards to out here. I'm going to sit back for these next month or 2 and evaluate and observe and analyze how everything is going to play out when it gets a whole lot of rain. Because that just, opening my eyes to this a few days ago was just like, wow, maybe you don't need to get in here and start planting so much. And then the wee ants, leaf cutter ants, they are so vicious. When you plant stuff in the ground, all they do is go in, they take your seeds, or the fire ants, and you have no crops. Or they come out the ground and then all of a sudden they start eating your leaves. So what I'm going to do, they say that the remedy for that is to put some Bluggo bananas, plant the Bluggo bananas on their colony, and that'll kill them. They'll go somewhere else. So Bluggo bananas, Blugo or Bluggo, however you want to pronounce it. So we're going to plant some Blugo. There's a colony over there, and then there's a colony over here by the I think the Sunsa tree. And we're going to put Blugo bananas on there. The guys are going to bring some seeds for that Monday. Other than that, they're saying poison. And we all know that I came here to start my own organic farm to get away from the pesticides, the herbicides, the insecticides. So I don't want to put any none of that stuff on it doesn't make any sense. So my thing right now is focusing on a lot of the insect repellent plants, what they are, get those planted, spread them out throughout my land, or put them in the guilds where I'm going to plant my fruit trees. And guilds are something that I just learned about this last week or so. And I have a few fruit trees up front that I'm going to start my guild. And if you want to know anything about the guilds, just Google permaculture guilds. There's a guy who's really thorough, and I forget his name, but he kind of speaks about how to set up guilds. Look at that beautiful bird. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to set up guilds. We're going to set up a lot of plants that repel insects and plant those around all throughout the land pretty much. Rosemary, lavender, cinnamon, thyme, basil, marigolds, sage, it's a lot of tarragon. It's a lot of different herbs that you can plant to naturally get rid of certain insecticides and insects and pests and bugs and critters. So that's a big thing of mine right now, to get those type of plants here, because we're not trying to lose everything that we plant to nature. You know what I'm saying? And we're not going to be spraying anything on the food, because that's what we came here. That's what we got out of going to the grocery store for, from being fed a bunch of foods that are compromised. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a project, man. This is actually a living, breathing, evolving farm and learning. Because you got to remember, I didn't go to school for none of this. So my schooling is on the job training. I'm saying I've been saying before, I'm one of them type people that I'll jump in the pool and learn how to swim later. I'll jump into an activity and learn how to figure it out later. It's not always the best approach. The better approach is to read the directions first and then and then do what you're supposed to do. But sometimes I do jump in and do things prematurely. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Most times it does, because I have an intuition about myself that I can make those type decisions without feeling like I didn't make the right decision. But anyhow, you know, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. This is See Thy Wealth, Water Your Health. And how do y'all feel like I've been doing with my videos so far? I don't really do much editing. I don't do much like grand videos and none of that stuff, but I kind of try to keep it like, no, I don't want to make it, because I can pay to get these videos edited and all that stuff. I just don't want to make people feel like this is impossible. So when I talk from a regular person's perspective. When I talk and really unfiltered and uncut. I try to clean up. I'm cleaning up on my profanity, because I don't feel like without getting I can speak and get my message across without compromising that way. But you know, overall, I want to appeal to people so they can grasp what I'm saying and they feel like they can come off grid. You know what I mean? And not to get discouraged when your land gets treated like it did by nature the other day. Don't get discouraged. All you can do really is figure out a new way to reach to your end goal. And that's all it is. That's what we're doing. We're figuring out another way to get to our end goal. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to get to our end goal. And with that, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. This is See Thy Wealth, Water Your Health. Drink a glass of water.